When you're a corporate leader, it's common to spend end of year time planning for the upcoming year. But what if you took a little bit of time to do the same thing for yourself? Reflecting on your past year is a great way to gain perspective about things you did well and things you still want to learn. This doesn't have to be long and drawn out. I know that right now things are crazy and busy prepping for the holidays and trying to close up work. You do want to be in the right mind space, and it's helpful to have questions ready that will help you reflect. I did this reflection in about an hour this morning with a tool I downloaded for free from Your Compass, and my insights were really interesting. In January of this year, I had this intuitive feeling that a health crisis was coming to my family. I can't explain this, but I just knew deep down in my bones that something bad was going to happen. I assumed it'd be one of my parents because they're in their 70s, but what actually happened was something I just wasn't prepared for. The week after I shared this intuition aloud with a trusted source, a loved one that I lived with was diagnosed with cancer, and it shook us all to the core. 9 months later, I'm very relieved to report that my loved one has been cancer-free since they cut out the tumor. I'm very, very grateful that the year turned out the way that it did. But the period of time when we didn't know what the future held and the emotional insecurity that followed left the biggest imprint on my year. And it was one that I just couldn't have anticipated last year. The lesson that experience taught me is that the things that I previously stressed about are really not a big deal. A project that I hoped would move forward and didn't, the person or group who I hoped would include me in future plans and forgot to, interest rates and fluctuating stock market, the drop of business here in Silicon Valley. Certainly we had a pretty bumpy year with a lot of layoffs, but none of this really mattered as long as the people I love are happy and healthy, and as long as I feel happy and healthy. The gift of that experience is that I stress even less about the small things. I also had a really poignant test about what things I did to manage my stress well and what I should introduce in the future to make future stressful events more manageable, because I know those are coming. I now feel a little bit more ready to manage those events, and I've had some exposure to the emotional cycle that will accompany really stressful events in the future, and I have new tools to help me manage my stress. But none of this would have happened had I not taken the time to sit down and reflect and learn from all of the stress that this year brought us. If you're ready to reflect on your year, whether it's been a good year, whether it's been a tough year, whether it's been an unexpected year, there's a great tool from Your Compass that I'm going to drop a link to in the notes below that can help you with this. It's a free exercise, and I found that it helped me really reflect on my past year, and it's got a tool to help you plan for the new year based on your reflections. You spend so much time planning for your company's next year. Imagine what could happen if you did the same for yourself. Give it a try, and you can end the year with a newfound perspective on what you learn and perhaps what you want to accomplish in the new year. May your end of year celebration be full of joy and laughter, and may your new year be full of experiencing the happiness and the impact that you want. Happy holidays from the team here at Swim Against the Current. I hope your holidays are really, really wonderful this year.